From raised up trailer parks in the Everglades to beachfront mansions in Naples. It's playing with it. He's so cute. That's who they'd go after.
No woke zone.
We think we are going to do our house with bright colors now.
Today we met, I'm pretty sure it was a trans person. Take all of the BS aside. People love to overgeneralize whole groups of people, but do they pass the hair weave test?
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Morning, how are you? I've never been this close to burrowing owls. You're cute. We slept in our car right there. Underwear and stuff to help pad us. We're just hoping we don't get woke up with the sheriff. I'm a Mangrove boy now. Howdy. Well, Russ here.
And Chris.
Our friends Mike and Kelly got us to go to Fort Lauderdale because we had to take them to the airport. And it got us down to South Florida. Miami is that way. The beach is that way. The Atlantic coast. That's Fort Lauderdale. This is Hollywood Dog Beach. It's pretty nice. It's a much more narrow beach. The sand quality is definitely different too. It's a grayer kind of sand. Brown, or I don't know, gray. Maybe tan you could say. St. Pete, it's like white sand. It's softer, like a softer sand. This is slightly less soft. Still pretty. The sea grape, I think it is. There's some coconut trees. This is a banyan tree.
It's a banyan tree. It's a fig.
A fig. Huge, huh? What are you doing?
See this?
I'll give you that. You're cute. I don't have food, bud. Stay, Pavel. You're very cute. And you seem very, very, very curious. Fivel's thinking.
It's a friend.
He wants to meet him. He doesn't get attack mode. That's exactly what he's thinking. Can I sneak to the garbage? But you gotta admit, having a dog right now that's not trying to attack an animal, that's what I wanted. I don't like dogs like that, man. In a public park, that's not what you need.
You stay out of there. You stay out of there. Don't do that. You don't do that. No.
She's so cute. So Everglades City is just over this bridge. We missed the sunset. We came from Fort Lauderdale today. I was really hoping we would make it here in the daytime. We didn't, but at least we made it. What was this town called? How do you say it?
I didn't ever see it.
Trailers. Yeah, if there ever was a hurricane, holy shit. They would flood with a hurricane. We're on an island. How do you say that?
Chokolowski. Chokolowski or Chokolowski.
And we were just in Everglades City. All these islands are close together. There's Everglades City, Plantation Island, and Chokolowski. We have a nail in our tire. We could not find a hotel room. We might sleep in our car tonight and see what our tire does. Our check engine light also came on. It might be associated with the tire. When the tire pressure gets too low, the check engine light comes on. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not that concerned.
No.
As long as we end up getting home.
Yeah.
And we do have a spare tire.
And we'd be more likely to be able to do that tomorrow, right? Because
Yeah.
no one's going to be open now.
We had no blankets, no pillows, no pads. We did not prepare to camp. Go ahead and take it. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. Gotta fix my hat. I slept on it last night. But we slept in our car right there. Our car engine light, it actually went off. Hey Chris, there's a kingfisher.
Smallwood Store boat tour. So I think that's the one that has the museum in it.
The stars last night were incredible. You can tell there's not a lot of city lights. So we were in the two extremes of Florida. We were in the big city sprawl of Fort Lauderdale, and now we're in Everglades City, which is pretty rural. These parks are pretty massive.
It's rural, but it won't be for long. You can see that money's coming in and starting to buy up a lot of stuff. It's on the cusp.
Imagine having a flat bottom boat and being able to go and explore out there.
That would be awesome.
There was one for sale for only $1,800 with a motor.
Really?
Yeah, they're not that expensive. They're not cheap.
More than $1,800 we got right now.
Yeah. Oh, you have some booger. I booger in that left eye. We slept in the car, and it was actually a pretty decent temperature. I think later in the summer it would be miserable and undoable, but it was doable at this time of year.
Yeah, it was only 63 degrees when we got up this morning.
Ooh,
62,
nice.
63.
Kind of
So
perfect.
it got down below that last night, but it was good. All fine.
Chris picking up other people's trash and dog poop. Ooh, Someone's hair
Fake
weave.
hair?
It's not a black hair weave. It looks more like Donald Trump hair weave. How did that make it here? A piece of someone's wig. People love to overgeneralize whole groups of people, but do they pass the hair weave test? Actions speak louder than words, and here you have Chris picking up trash for other people. I'm literally finding trash bags in our car of other people's trash, and it gets annoying. But it's also one of the reasons I love Chris, because his actions are saying that he's a pretty good person, and he's trying to make the world a better place by picking up one hair weave at a time.
Who expects to find a wad of hair, a hair piece, a hair weave?
There's only one person that I know in this world that has like a blonde hair weave like that I know of.
Is Trump's really hair weave?
Thought it was.
Or is it real hair? I don't have a clue. I've never played with Trump's head.
Maybe people just
Either
say
one
that.
of them.
Maybe people just say that. Maybe it's a lie. I think it's pretty crazy that we're so far south in Florida, and not too long ago we were like at the furthest northwest point in Washington State at Cape Flattery. So here you would have to build up on stilts like that, and that's a double wide. These ones would scare me. They would still flood, and they are in our price range. And they may not even allow dogs. Do you want to ask if they allow dogs? For all the sunshades and stuff. It really is just a great atmosphere. Shrimp and grits. Why don't you go ahead and try one too? There's the chicken.
So this is so cool. We stumbled in here this morning to Havana Cafe, and it's just such a lovely spot. The atmosphere is great. And so now we're glad we got a nail in our tire that kept us from like driving out last night, and we got to stay and we get to experience this morning. We would have missed this. It's one of those things when you never know, when something seems like it's probably a bad thing, it can end up being a really good thing. Don't judge too quick.
This vibe of this particular place, it's kind of gay, tropical, Latin, like Cuban-ish, tiki bar, because I mean there's a tiki vibe as well with the roof style. Lots of color.
So this has inspired us. We think we are going to do our house with bright colors now. This is kind of like what we're going to go for right here.
Must be a little dust on the bottle. Out here, there's a bit of a redneck and a hippie vibe at the same time. I think more and more I'm a bit of a redneck hippie or a green neck, because I do like the outdoors and hunting and fishing and even guns and hunting. But I also have like that hippie side to me. And I did smoke weed when I was younger, smoked cannabis. Not anymore, I don't do that, but I don't know, I like some of the hippie stuff. And I feel like some rednecks and some hippies have a lot of the similar values when it comes to like not quite trusting the government and kind of having their own counterculture to the mainstream narrative. I was calling myself a green neck a little bit, but the reality is I just don't want any label.
We're still here at the Havana Cafe. We haven't left yet, hours later. We just love it so much. It's like our favorite place on this little island. And what is this island called? Chascalaski Island, and the Havana Cafe, and the people here are just wonderful, and just want to come and do just a video of hanging out here.
The owners of Havana Cafe are a gay couple from the Fort Lauderdale area. You can tell it's very colorful and it's beautiful. So it's open October through April, and then after that it's so hot here and the bugs get so bad. Apparently you can't even eat like a meal outside without like flies being all around you. And I've heard that about this area.
And we liked all the staff. Let's see. There was Luana, who is from Brazil. Dina.
She lives here. She's been here 4 years.
And then there's Gina, and Gina was great. She hooked us up with some bakery.
She cooked us our food, and she's very nice.
Super, super nice. Love Gina. Oh, I got Gina's number and everything so we can keep up with Gina.
I think we should make it a point to come down here again and stay longer.
Yeah, and Gina has, she lives here on the island year round, and she has a marina. So ultimately, when we have a boat.
Cool. I love Florida. I don't understand how people can't like Florida. I think every state has something to offer. Florida has plenty to offer as well. Yes, it doesn't have mountains. I get that. I love the mountains in Montana and Wyoming. But Florida, it's the water and the amount of life when it comes to plants. It's crazy. Just like a mountain can inspire you, at least for me, it used to like, oh, look at that mountain. I'd feel it like in my soul. Here it's boats and water. Like when I see all these people that are like, using their boats, I'm like, oh man, this is so cool. Like I want to be out on the river.
And for me, it's the plants.
The plants.
It's just a magical place.
We're gonna go to Chascalaski Bay. Chris, this looks like boatable water to me. nice and calm right now. So I want us to get a flat bottom boat and end up coming here. These are red mangrove roots right here. And then this is a sign of black mangrove. You can see the roots right here. They get bigger, but dude, I don't think I could move back to the mountains right now in my life. It just doesn't fit me anymore. This is just more my style. I love the water. Like, I love having this water. I'm a mangrove boy now. I love the mangroves. I like the swamp, dude. Who would have thought I was a swamp person?
You said that for years now, though, so I'm not surprised. You said that from having gone through Louisiana.
It's not a light traffic road. I think that would be the difference between being in like bumfuck nowhere in Wyoming. You might actually have a lot less traffic. There's quite a bit.
This is a bit hot.
Yeah. If you were in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming, you wouldn't have this traffic. Maybe in Yellowstone you would, though.
Yeah. So you know what is the double-edged sword?
Huh.
The fact that now you can have Wi-Fi here and good communication here. And so that's one of the things that has kept this place probably protected or sleepy. But now that
it's connected,
we have that ability and it's connected,
Everybody wants to move here.
Today we met, I'm pretty sure it was a trans person. Take all of the BS aside, like trans sports or transplanted sports or children or whatnot, because all the crappy stuff that people like to bring up, like what age you should transition. I get that those are nuanced topics, but we're talking about an adult here. I'm talking about a grown-ass person that I just met, a human being that was very, very kind to me and Chris and I. I would fight for their right to be themselves, to live their life and be happy. It's not the fact that they're trans that I liked them. It's the fact that they had a good personality. I don't think being trans makes you a good or a bad person. I think your quality of character makes you a good or bad person. How loving, how you treat people, your actions. And the most important thing is, do you pass the hair weave test? Do you pick up other people's hair weaves to make the world a better place like Chris does? The hardest thing for us is when we go somewhere, we end up liking it. And in the moment, we sometimes think it's the best place in the world. But we keep on doing that. That's not a bad thing.
I guess we're enjoying life and seeing things.
Now we're on Plantation Island. That one's more raised up. The amount of raised up houses, but they're like double wides.
The water was already in here last night. We are, yeah, this, you wouldn't be able to come into your house all the time here.
I will say that looks pretty cool. That blue one, I would totally live there. Oh, that looks great. Tomatoes.
2 black vultures and 2 turkey vultures.
And 2 white ibis.
So yeah, if you had a flat bottom boat, you would be able to access these. This is kind of a trailer park, really.
This is a trailer park.
I haven't seen a house on this island. And this is Plantation Island?
No woke zone.
I got friends who vote differently. I don't care who you vote for. I personally don't trust any politician. Who are they really working for? I mean, money's in politics. I feel like these labels get annoying. Like Democrat versus Republican, black or white, Christian versus non-Christian. I don't care about that stuff. What I do care about is, and this is so fucking important, do you pass the hair weave test? Do you pick up other people's hair weaves to make the world a better place like Chris does?
So, yeah, I can have a second.
Yeah. New construction. Of course it is in a trailer park, but that looks pretty
That's all
sound. It's all blocked too. But I mean, that's what you would want here.
And those blocks are probably filled with rebar inside and cement. I would almost certain.
What's weird is look at the it doesn't have the hurricane type roof. That would be, I like the house more than our house though. And then a little raised up trailer. It's a nice forklift, pedibone, boom arm. I got a feeling this is the cheaper island to live on. I bet you Everglades City is one of the more expensive ones, don't you think?
I would think so.
Has more amenities. It's a little bit more cleaned up. This one has kind of a mixed vibe. Just trying to keep it real, that's all. Like as far as like some of the trailers look like they've had some damage and haven't had time to recover. And then of course some new money coming in, and there's some nice trailers too, like people keeping up on them. Depends on what street you're on. everybody would know you. What do you think the average time people stay here is? Because with how many are for sale, it looks like there's a high turnover rate. Do you think you're always just getting new neighbors? Like people try this lifestyle for a while and give up? Royal Palms. I mean, that one's not in the greatest shape. This one, it's not raised up, so I wouldn't imagine it's gonna be that expensive. I don't think I'd take this one unless it was free. It's just too susceptible to a surge. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's an example of someone who has a trailer and does really good stuff with it.
Passion vine.
Oh, and they got the water right there.
Whoa. Their trailer is built like
Over the
2
water.
feet above the water. You know they got flooded, man.
Oh, they have a refrigerator in the tree.
Oh my God, it flooded out.
Where's the refrigerator? It's in the tree.
Would you go out to the tree and get something out of the refrigerator?
Everyone waves here. No, it's a cultural thing to be friendly.
What does it say? Captain Hand Redfish Landing Spur. Bobby Lee's Fish Camp members only bill. So see how they've built up?
Yeah.
I wonder if that under there is their septic field by any chance.
Would you take that little yellow place? I would.
Of course.
You know that neighborhood near, or it was in Fort Lauderdale? They weren't very friendly to us. They all
Failed
to be friendly. I'm not saying they're not, they might be good people, but I'm just saying they weren't friendly. So right off the bat, I would say Everglades City is nicer. Just is.
Mm-hmm. There's a possibility that the lots are a little bigger. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
And of course, there's some actual development going on. Like that's legit development. Like a little church.
Oh my God, it's like... You want me to go around?
Sure, go around, please. So I can see, because there's a city hall here.
And it's a historic city.
That's a park. Is it a school too, or just a park?
Collier County Museums. And you'd think it'd have to be up higher, but...
I think Everglades City is definitely more charming.
Mm-hmm.
That building has some,
Rehabilitation project.
yeah, some work going on it. Oh, Bank of the Everglades. That's a cool house. I would totally live in that house.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice place. This is quite a bit more substantial than where we were at in Plantation Island.
Can you see the bug in my eye? Look.
There was, yep. The white one?
I don't know, I can't see it. I just know there's a bug in my eye.
Not now. Some of those houses are really nice. That one's really nice. Those ones are nice. And then I guess they got these private docks because they all have a name. So I wanted to get on it, but I was trying to be respectful. See, I guess they probably own this grass. Maybe I shouldn't be on it. Being respectful. Stay on the street. I don't know if the lots go like this. It must be. Pretty massive. That is a red mangrove tree. It's massive.
So these airboats are really cool. Let's come back and do that sometime.
That could be what you could be doing. What?
Guys,
Being the guide?
driving the airboat. That'd be fun.
Yeah. There's a tree crab. Right there. We'll zoom in a bit. It's a mangrove tree crab. This is like Jurassic Park almost.
Yeah.
Or definitely jungly. Swamp and jungle. Swamp and jungle kind of go hand to hand sometimes. Yeah, these are definitely some of the largest mangroves I've seen. So it's about 1,300 square foot a little bit bigger than that, and then it's $850,000. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And it is on the waterfront. Boat access.
Small lot though.
Well, yeah, but it's a nice one. I mean, it's on stilts and it's pretty new, and the kitchen, everything looks very new inside. So it's still not like way affordable here for most people.
All the noise from those trucks that are parked there,
Yeah.
and the noise from the airboats, maybe not.
All the crab traps.
So if we're down here at the right season, October through May, which we are now, and we had an Airbnb, we could get crab and cook it.
That looks like that would be in Tarpon Springs. It looks Greek. It looks Greek, but there's an Israel flag. This swamp right here is Fakahatchee Swamp. It's hard to pronounce, but it's the largest strand swamp in the world. It's 20 miles by 5 miles wide. It's a cypress swamp, and it's long and narrow. That's what makes it a strand swamp. Very beautiful in here, though. So I'm a big fan of South Florida, especially where they protected stuff. I like the city, but I like the nature, too. What up, buddy? This is a native palm right here. It's the cabbage palm. I think it's actually not considered a tree. Is cabbage palm a real tree? Right here it says yes. Let's scroll down a bit. Ironically, it's not a true tree. Gosh dang. Thanks, Google. Car camping. We are just outside of Naples and just outside of Marco Island. You gonna take my spot? The problem is we had no plans to car camp, so we have like no blankets. We basically emptied out our suitcases with clothes, and we're using like extra clothes that were, I mean, some of them were clean, like underwear and stuff to help pad us. The Subaru, I will tell you, it's not flat. There's a lip. I was gonna take our spots. I was gonna take our spot. Oh, he took your spot, Papa. He knows how to find a good spot. He wants to be comfy too. Where's Papa gonna sleep? He's doing mouthwash. You might leave a seat up there free, because he might choose to sleep up there. He's gonna get hot after a while. Until we settle down, and then we'll both end up cold. You know that, right? We almost camped at Walmart, but they have signs saying you can't camp there. We didn't have any of this planned. We still have the nail in the tire. We're just hoping we don't get woke up with the sheriff. We slept in the car last night. Ding. This time by Naples. Oh, fabulous. Hi, buddy. What is this called? Shell Island Nature Preserve? 110,000 acres. Fivel. He's so cute.
He's so cute.
Look at him.
He's so cute. He's the kisses.
He likes this.
Kisses.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Morning, how are you?
All right.
Oh, a shark! Or a dolphin, not a shark.
Did you throw that? Yes.
I did not throw it, there's something.
What the? Oh, it's eating those fish.
It's playing with it.
Oh my gosh, it is playing with the fish.
That boat's going fast though. We got to see the dolphin flinging his food. He was kind of playing with his food, let's be real. I've heard that they do that. I love this area, by the way, and it is beautiful. Ooh. In this area, the boats, we've seen all these flat bottom boats and people fishing. It's like, I want to do this. I don't know if there's a spot like this near St. Pete. I don't think there is. Maybe if you go north, but I love St. Pete, but I love South Florida. I'm gonna flip the camera and get this boat. Oh, it's got his dog. Look at the dog, Fivel. Look at that dog. no seams, that's part of life here. And this is nothing, apparently. That's the downside of Florida, the bug season. Because right now, I haven't really found them to be that much of an issue. We're driving around Marco Island. Cool mailbox. Flamingo. Burrowing owls, 2 of them. One of the cool things that we used to do is go and find these burrowing owls outside of Bozeman, Montana. But they were always at a distance. And you could see them pretty good with binoculars, but I've never been this close to burrowing owls, let alone owls for this long.
No.
That are in the wild. I just got them throwing up a pellet.
Yeah, I saw that.
And apparently this island, it's a thing. There's an owl
Watch program for the burrowing owls, and they live here year-round. So they breed from February to July. But yeah, it's a thing. They're here on the island, and people see them, and it says not to approach them, but
we didn't mean to.
here you are.
We
They
were
were like
just
under a mailbox right by the side of the street.
we were just driving around the neighborhood looking at like houses.
They're the only species of owl in the world that nest underground. That's pretty wild.
Pretty crazy. That's how close they are to us. And this would be where we would have to live, the low income, expensive places. These would be the lower income. You can tell, can't you? They're not bad.
No, they're not bad at all.
They're nice. Like,
They're nicer than our house.
I mean, the landscaping's nice. And I'm sure they're still expensive. Even location, they're pretty close to the beach. But everything's pretty close to water here. Ocean Resort. It has a resort look. Burrowing owls nesting site. And then there's one little guy right there. Hey, little buddy. So we've literally seen a total of 5 nest sites, and we've seen 2 active. Wow. This is beautiful. The watercolor is kind of almost green. This is Naples Beach. Naples is known for being a wealthy community. These mansions on the beach are very, very expensive. They're huge. They're probably like, what, 10,000 square foot, maybe 20,000 square foot. These are like estates almost. That's an estate. Just the contrast on Plantation Island with the trailers to this, or even Everglades City when you had some nicer houses that were on stilts, to these mega mansions on the beach in Naples. It's like, what are these people doing? I mean, even put politics aside, the average person's struggling to buy a house right now. And then BlackRock bought all those single family homes. Maybe not now, but they were. I care about the American dream, where you find a spouse. I don't care if you're gay or straight or whatever, but you're an adult and you find a spouse and you choose to settle down and you can work and your money goes at least far enough to buy a house if you're working. But that's dying. And then I see these big mega mansions, and if anybody who owned any of these houses started talking to me and being like, hey, climate change is an issue, we have to be considerate and not be wasteful, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're such a hypocrite. I would say these people are anything but modest, but I'm sure some are good and some are bad. But the question is, and it's very fucking important, do they pass the hair weave test? Do they pick up other people's hair weaves to make the world a better place like Chris does? And one of these houses could be like many apartments, like this.
It could be like 3 apartment buildings combined. One home.
Wow, a little guest house, you know, just tiny.
Just a little tiny guest house.
5 times bigger than our house. There's more mansions, but I'm done. I'm done filming them. I just want to enjoy it now.
Dude.
Basically, we got the point. There's a lot of fucking mansions. There's a lot of money here, as we can see. That dog looks like a person to me. There are alligators in here. You just gotta watch this boy. That's who they'd go after. How do you say this park's name?
Mayaka?
Mayaka State Park. Native American names are hard for me to pronounce. I mean, that looks cool. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just so cool in here. Beautiful. If you made it this far in the video, comment hair weave. I'll make sure to spell it out because I can't spell. And you know it kind of looked like Donald Trump's hair weave.
It did kind of look like that.
Like him or don't like him, I'm just saying. I'm calling a spade a spade.
It wasn't a black hair weave.
I don't even know the difference between a wig and a weave. I mean, we're going to call that a hair weave.
Yeah, you've done a whole video now.
No shade. I mean, comedy's comedy. You should be able to laugh. What do they say? If you hate everybody and love them all equally, then you should be able to make fun of yourself or other people.
No, it's like you're not prejudiced. You hate everyone. You hate everyone equally.
That's what they say.
Do they pass the hair weave test? I don't know how you came up with that.
It's just like, I mean, the reality is people put themselves on all these labels and everything. Sometimes when you meet somebody in person, regardless of whatever label they are attached to, or group they're attached to, people surprise you sometimes for the worst.
For the better or for the worse. Thanks for sticking with us if you've watched this whole thing.
And if you did stick with us this whole time, comment hair weave so we know. And we made it back home. Compared to sleeping in the car for 3 nights, our house feels big. Man, that's all you gotta do. Sleep in your car, 2 people in a small little Subaru. It'll make you appreciate, though, all this. You don't need that much. You need a bed, a refrigerator's nice to be able to store food, a bathroom. That's what you need, running water. And feel free to like this video and subscribe. Love you long time.